Hey Tube, welcome back. Today we have this problem. It's called valid palindrome. We have like given string s, return true if the s can be palindrome after deleting at most one character from it. So for example, we have this one ABA. It's just a palindrome. We don't need to delete anything. We have ABCA. This also a palindrome because if we deleted the C, it could be a palindrome. So let's just talk about how we can solve this problem. So let's say that in the beginning the solution will be quite similar because we solved a palindrome problem before. Let's say that we have A and B and A, and the way that can the way we can solve this problem is that we said that we have two variables like I and J, okay, and I will equals to 0 and J will equals the string dot length minus 1, so it will equals to 2, and we start to compare both of them because the palindrome basically it's a string that when I read it from left and right or right from left, it will be the same. So this is the way that we do it. So we have I and J, and I is the first element and J is the last element. And because the palindrome is a string that when we read it from the beginning, from the right and the left, it should be the same. So the first of the string and the end of the string should be all the time equal. So for example, we have this I and 2 and we compare them. We should have like let's see, S of I should equals J S of J, okay, and otherwise we return false. If this is the case, we continue to, if they equals to each other, okay, so J it will be plus 1, so J will equals 1, and B will equals I will equals 1, I will plus 1, and J minus 1, and J will equal also 1, and both of them have the same number, the same character, so both of them equals to each other, so they are a palindrome. However, what we could do when we have the okay, what we could do when we have like A, B, C, and A, okay, if we deleted the A, this could be a palindrome. But how we can know that if we can delete the A, the C, that can we palindrome? We start as usual. I equals 0 and J will equals string dot length minus 1, so it will be equals 3, okay, and we start to compare both of them. So let's say the string is S, so S equals this one, so S of I will be 0 equals S of 3 will be J. If this is true, okay, I plus 1, which will be 1, and J minus 1. So right now we have S of I, which equals 1, equals S of 2. But this is not right, this is false. Because this doesn't equal to this. B doesn't equal to C. So what we should do? We should call another function to try to delete this one, C, and other time and like do two things. One time we'll try to do it with C, and the other time we'll try to do it with B, and both of them will be true. If we deleted B, it will be a palindrome. If we deleted C, it will be a palindrome. So the first that we run a function that takes this string, but we take S of I from it or S of J from it, and try to find it could be a palindrome or not. If one of them is palindrome, okay, we return true. If this is one character, this is one, this string is palindrome. Otherwise, it's not palindrome. So let's start to code this one. So first we will put let I equals 0 as we said, and let j equals s dot length minus 1, I guess, and make a while loop while I is less than j. Okay, and I will say if um, if uh, uh, s of I doesn't equals s of j, that means that's a try to delete one character to see if this could be palindrome or not. I will make return. I will create another one like a function. I will say check, and this check will take the s and I and j, and this function will have like while the same is I less than j, and I would see if s of j doesn't equals s of I. Let's make everything start with s of I. S of I not equal s of j, return false. Otherwise we will make I plus plus and j minus minus. So we'll continue to compare other characters, and if return, and so what we are doing in this check function, that we have a string and I and j. I is the index and j is the index. So the I is the beginning, the j is the end of this string, and we say that while I is less than j, continue doing this loop. So if increase if I and j doesn't, if s of I doesn't equal s of j, return false. This is not a palindrome. Otherwise increase I plus 1 and decrease j. And if they equals to each other, this function, this if statements will never run, so we return true. So in this, let's go back to the palindrome. We will do the same thing, but what we will do is that first of all, instead of just when they don't equal to each other to return false directly, we will make the check. We'll see that if we deleted j s of I of s of j, this could be a palindrome or not. Otherwise I plus plus and j minus minus, and we return true. So let's say that this function, it will be exactly the same as this one, but what should we do? That we should know how could we, like, let's say that s of I doesn't equal to s of j. Right now we want to check if we deleted s of I, or if we deleted s of j, because we only have the ability to delete one character. Is this string a palindrome or not? So we will do a simple thing. We return the check. Okay, we'll put s and I, and we will do it without the current j, so we'll take j minus 1. Or we'll do the same thing, but we're not doing with I, we'll do with I minus 1. We delete I plus 1, and j will be the same. So let's just continue. Let's just talk about what happened here. So first of all, let's try to understand this one. This function, it's the OG function to check the palindrome, and we have string, we have I is the beginning and j is the end, and we are saying that if I is less than j, because I will be equals 0 and j equals the string length minus 1, we just make a while loop until I is equals or bigger than j. And that if we did it like that, that means both of I and j, like the string is palindrome because we continue executing. So we see that if s of I doesn't equal s of j, return false. Why are we doing like that? So let's just we have this string, okay, and right now s of if this palindrome, if this palindrome, because it's reading from the right is the same that reading from the left, we will have that s should be equal to the other left s, because the beginning should be all the time equals the last. So first of all, if the beginning doesn't equal the last, is not a palindrome. So s of I, it's represent the beginning. S of j is also represent the end. And if they doesn't equal to each other, okay, I plus plus and j minus minus. So continue add I and take one from j to make sure that, okay, let's try to continue executing, so that we will have a new beginning, and the new beginning will be this a, and j will be the new ending, and j will be this a also, and the I is not less than a, so this one is ended, and we're returning true. So what's happening here, what's happening here is exactly the same that we have in this function, but the difference that when we find that we have two characters that are equals to each other from the beginning and the past, from the beginning and the end, what we do, we run this function again, but we try to delete this specific character. We delete it from the beginning one, and after that we delete it again from the we delete it from the beginning, and if it was false, we delete it from the sorry, we delete it from the end, and if this was false, we delete it from the beginning. And we see if neither of them is true, that means this one's not palindrome, so we return false. Otherwise, we increment I, we and after that we decrement j. And if it was a palindrome, we return true. So basically, that's it. So that's it for today's video. I hope my solution was quite good, and see you in future problems.